Deep breath, Tina. Deep breath. Oh, sweet Lord, help me today.
Alexa, turn on bedroom lamp.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Tuesday morning. It's about 6:35 and I am heading into work. Is anybody like already over this time change? Because when I was driving to work at this time, it was already like the sun was out. It was beautiful in the mornings and it is dark until I drive to work. Like, that is not okay. It's 6:40 in the morning. It's just, I can't stand it. Yes, I love the extra hour at night, but whew, mornings are rough when it's this dark. I have a ton of stuff to carry into work today, so I'm leaving a little bit early. That way if I need to make more than one trip, I can. Oh, I forgot my breakfast. I have to run back in and grab that. But to show you what I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. All right, I need to go grab my breakfast. I cannot believe I forgot that. Thank God I realized, because I would have been, to put it plainly, SOL. Because there's nowhere to get breakfast on the way that I can eat and not completely throw my plan off track. So I'm gonna run in, grab my breakfast, and head to work. I will talk to you guys once I haul all of these goodies inside and show you what I have. Hello friends, I am now at school and I wanted to very quickly show you because I am late, because I had to stop at 2 different places this morning. So as you saw, I stopped at Wawa and then I stopped at Royal Farms because I have been dealing with either severe dehydration or my anemia has gotten exponentially worse and I've been super dizzy with headaches. Water seems to help, so I'm leaning towards dehydration. So anyway, focusing. I went to Walmart yesterday. I picked up a bunch of stuff. I needed a couple more folders for small groups, so I picked up some teal, some of this like lavendery purple color, and then I picked up these like crummy paper folders for my remote students just to put everything in. They were 15 cents each because it's not school season, so they were super cheap. I picked up a pack of 100 paper plates, which I'm actually gonna open one and use it today for an activity that we're gonna do. I also grabbed, now we have an activity for science where the students have to, they're gonna make clouds out of cotton balls. So we are supposed to send home, like they need liquid glue and that kind of stuff. And rather than sending it home and worrying about getting back, I just bought them each their own. I only have 5 kids online that are remote. So I just bought them their own and they can just keep it. I don't care if what they do with it after, but honestly, for my peace of mind, it is what it is. I do have 2 smaller ones just because, well, that's all they had, and these were a lot cheaper. And I wanted 5 of this size, but unfortunately, they did not have many more of this one. So I did get 5 of those. In addition, I also grabbed some watercolor because they're gonna need this for a spring / like Easter activity that we're gonna be doing. So I grabbed them each, again, their own watercolor for 97 cents. I don't have to worry about getting them back, and the kids can use them for whatever they want. I don't want them back. Like, some kids just need art supplies. And then for another activity, I picked up some flare pens. Now, I prefer these for the activity that we're gonna do. I will actually show it to you. I have done it in the past. Actually, I've done it every year since I started teaching, but I prefer these Sharpie felt tip pens. However, these are really expensive. These were $2 cheaper for a 4-pack. I just needed these. I'm getting back because they're for my in-person kids. Actually, I don't even know. Oh, yes, I do. But these, they can keep. So this was a lot cheaper than buying another 6 of these, 8 of these, which is what I needed. So I would have spent about $40 on Sharpie pens, whereas this, I already have some, so I just kind of got these to replenish because this activity does kill black pens. And then for my door, I got this. This was the only full price thing that I bought. It is $5.98, but we needed a little spring on our door. So I got that. And then, I'm not done. At Rite Aid, because Walmart was out of cute cotton balls, of course, at 97 cents, I then paid over $3 for 2 packs of cotton balls. And then I picked up this bag. I have a new student that started yesterday, and because she has so much going home, I didn't want her, like, grown-ups to be carrying everything. So I got a bag specifically for her. That way they had something easy to carry because she does have a device going home, as well as workbooks and mentor texts and such as that. So I have to get this stuff ready because I also need to go upstairs and heat up my breakfast. So my goal is to get this done as quickly as humanly possible. Wish me luck because your girl is hungry. Alexa, volume up. Okay, so that is done, and this is the current state of my desk. Students are admitted at 8:05. Our Google Slides are not done. Our Padlet's not done. Their test for math first thing this morning is not done. I have been so worried about getting this stuff prepped to send home that I didn't even get it done yesterday or this morning. So I'm going to inhale my breakfast, still cold because I don't have time to go upstairs and heat it up, and get all of this done. And then breathe for 5 minutes. I hate mornings like this. I hate them. I like my mornings to be very calm and like almost zen. And there's been nothing zen about this morning. It has just been chaotic and frustrating. The only beautiful thing about this morning was the sunrise. My breakfast is still frozen. I'm over today and it's not even 8 o'clock yet. I think I'm gonna go use the microwave that we're not supposed to use because I seriously don't have time to go heat this up and I'm starving and I am now hangry. Deep breath, Tina, deep breath. Oh, sweet Lord, help me today. Hello, friends. I have made it to the end of the day. I'm not really sure how, to be completely honest, but I survived and that's all that matters. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my lunch. So I have like a bird's eye Asian stir fry, or is this the Asian medley? I don't remember, but it's one of the two. And then I have some shrimp that I cooked in soy sauce and sesame oil, and it's delicious. There's some pepper on it, and it's the easiest meal you will ever make. So like I said, I'm gonna sit here and eat and just relax because I've had no time to do that today. And I am just really looking forward to chilling out for the next 50 minutes until I have small group. And then after small group, I have a staff meeting. And then after my staff meeting, I then have a Zoom meeting for grad school. So it's just a day. It's a day, friends. It's a day. Like, it's just, you know those days where like you just want everything to just be super zen and chill and just like go with the flow? but you realize that the day is just not gonna be like that, and you've accepted it, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. That's my day today. We're doing what we can. We are surviving. We're definitely not thriving. And that's the lay of the land when you are a teacher and just a human being in general. You're not always thriving. Some days you are just surviving. Also, I sent home a packet for our Lenny Lenape lesson, and it turns out that Flash is no longer a thing. So the website that you need in order to do it, because it's a web quest, you need, it doesn't work anymore. It's inaccessible. So I wasted time running that off today, which is fine. I don't know if I just want to give the kids the answers, or if I just say scrap that, like we ended up not needing it. I'm not really sure. We will see. All right, I'm gonna finish my lunch and then maybe put my head down and take a power nap. Actually, I can't. I just made a mess. I can't power nap because I won't sleep tonight. So yeah, all right, eat, and then I will update you guys. I do have some new stuff to share with you guys. It's been a while since I've vlogged. Actually, it's been a while since I've edited and uploaded a vlog. I have vlogged consistently every day except last week. So I will show you guys all of that once I am done feeding my face. Okay, I've now fed my face. I'm like a toddler. Feed me and I'm happy. I always tell my boyfriend, just feed me and tell me I'm pretty, and that's how you make me happy. New things that I want to show you. I have to get up and show you, but I'm really excited about these, as are my students. My students are obsessed with this. It has been 3 weeks since I've implemented this, and they are still like used daily. I thought it was gonna be like a novel thing where they would just be in love with it for the first week and then they wouldn't really use them. They use them every single day, and they are still asking to use them. So this is what my mentor found this. I don't know where she came up with this idea, but she found this idea and shared it with me, and I also did it. So I'm hoping this helps somebody else. As you guys know, students are confined to their seats. So we're in the middle of a pandemic. They have to stay 6 feet apart from each other. Things, you know, have to be easily sanitized or cleaned. So there's no like flexible seating that's like not hard surfaces. So I'm gonna show you my classroom. This is my current classroom. I am technically I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Like obviously those two are not 6 feet apart right now, but otherwise they are normally 6 feet apart. I allow my students to work on the floor. Some of you guys are probably going to think that I'm crazy. My students, and all students, need some form of movement. They need something to engage them. My students want to lay on the side of their desk, whether they are on one side or the other. They're still 6 feet apart from each other as long as they're like one student's on the right side and the other student's on the right side. So as long as they're all in the same space, I don't even care if my students spread out around the room as long as they're 6 feet apart. So what I did was I went to Five Below and I purchased some yoga mats. I got 8 rolls total. I have these 2 unopened, and I still have a couple of other ones. These were $5. Okay, so I got a couple different designs. What I did was I cut them. I cut them into thirds. I will say, if I do this again, because I teach 4th graders and I'm a little bit taller than the 3rd graders, I would definitely split them into like only halves. I would not do thirds again. But each student gets a little square, and this is their work spot. We call them their yoga mats. They can sit crisscross applesauce on them. Sometimes they'll kind of lay on the floor and they'll lean their elbows. I've posted about this on my Instagram, so if you don't follow my Instagram, you didn't see it. But I do tend to post on Instagram, not super often, but I usually do share stuff like this first there. So this was one of the designs I got. I got this one, like a gray camo one, and then these like teal colored ones. But my students, like I said, they are still in love with this. You know, they're not super thick, but they're thick enough for little 4th grade bodies to lay or lean on the floor. And then once they are done with them, they will just roll them up, and I will show you where they go. So, as you all know, part of being in a pandemic is making sure that things are easy to clean or separated. So my students have cubbies. That is where their yoga mats go. So if need be, they are very easy and simple to disinfect, and I don't have to because they roll them up and put them right into their cubbies. So every student, some of them fold them up, but every single student has their yoga mat in their cubby. So again, I bought 8 mats total. I have 15 students in person, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough just in case some kids came back to in person. I also, like I said, if I ever do this again, like if these kind of wear out and I buy new ones in the future, I would make sure to budget enough to split them in half for each student instead of into thirds, just to give them a little bit more space to kind of spread out. But it's great. They, you know, like I said, they sit crisscross applesauce so their bottom's on the mat, or if they're laying down, they'll put it under their elbows so their elbows not kind of digging into our tile floor. So huge success with those. They still love them. And it's just so nice to see some sense of normalcy for them. Like, they have been bound to their chairs since September, and I feel so bad. I still have them work in partners and turn and talk and things like that, but they needed a way to move, and this met that need. As long as they are socially distant, we are allowed to have them move. So I am comfortable with my students using that, and like I said, if need be, they are super quick and easy to disinfect. Now that I've talked to you about that, I have to clean my room. My room is a hot mess. Trying to get everything ready for the supply pickup today. I have papers and piles. I have piles and piles of papers everywhere. So I'm gonna work on getting all of that cleaned up just because I can't take it anymore. So I'm gonna work on getting things cleaned up because it's stressful to me. I have a very hard time relaxing in clutter. So this needs to get straightened up because it's all from this morning. And I just did not have time. I heated up my breakfast at 8:01. I got into my classroom at 8:04 and the bell rang at 8:05. So I basically inhaled my breakfast, which was still mostly frozen, while my students were walking into the building so I could throw my mask on my face. So it was a very hectic, chaotic morning, and it is now time to kind of recover and come down from that with a clean space. Good morning, YouTube. I am as tired as I look. I actually left school about a half hour early yesterday and went to the emergency room on my way home, and I am exhausted. I didn't get home until like 9 o'clock, and normally I am asleep by 9, so I am tired. Thankfully thankfully is a loose term, but they think it was just severe dehydration, so I was rehydrated, which I can honestly say this is the first morning that I have woken up not dizzy, like not in a fog, I guess is the only way that I can explain it. But oh my god, I am tired. I sat in a waiting room for 2.5 hours before even being seen by the doctor. And then I went for a chest x-ray because I did have like really bad shortness of breath Saturday, the day, or Sunday, I think it was Sunday, the day that I was most dizzy. So yeah, I am exhausted. Today is St. Patty's Day, so thankfully my kids will have some just fun independent stuff to work on because I really should be staying home today. However, teacher guilt, also writing subplans, and let's not mention the fact that trying to write subplans for simultaneously teaching in person and remote at the same time, like, I'm dreading that. And I'm already gonna have to do it for after spring break because I'm taking a trip and my principal will not allow me to teach from home, and I have to quarantine unless I can come up with a vaccination in the next like week or so. So yeah, but in the magic of keeping it real, which so many of you guys have complimented me on, I'm gonna say that I'm a miserable grump today, and I'm hoping that usually seeing my kids kind of cheers me up, and I'm really hoping that that's the case. But I'm gonna stop at Starbucks and get some tea because I need it, and then I'm gonna chug some water and some Gatorade because I need it. And hopefully I will wake up a little bit and just kind of come to life. I do have to eat breakfast at some point, but I'm really not hungry at all. So yeah, we're just gonna roll with the punches today. I am doing a read aloud with my kids, but I'll talk to you about all of that when I get to school. I'm gonna drive. And be thankful that I don't have a long drive, because I definitely would fall asleep on my way in if I had a very long drive. But I will talk to you guys once I get to school. Good morning. Wow, I look like not good. All right, today's gonna be a day. So good morning. I am clearly at work. I am going to be completely transparent with you guys. You know I love my job. If you ask anybody that knows me, I will tell them I love what I do. I love being a teacher. I look forward to going to work on Monday. The only thing I absolutely cannot stand about teaching, the fact that it takes more time and effort to take care of yourself when you are ill than it does to just drag your butt to work and power through. Like that's not normal. Something needs to change. That is why there is teacher burnout, because it takes more work to miss work than it does to go in. And let me tell you, during a regular school year, I spend like an hour on sub-plans, and that includes writing the plans and prepping the plans. I have an awesome template that I use that I created my first year of teaching, and it has just, thankfully it has worked. And like I said, it doesn't take me a lot of time. But this year, especially with the fact that it takes time to try, I don't even know how to put into words what I do in order to teach my in-person and my remote simultaneously. However, I need to figure it out because I am taking a trip for spring break and I am not allowed to teach from home. Don't even get me started on that one. But I'm not allowed to teach remotely when I'm quarantining, so I have to figure out a way to explain what I do. So I've just been like jotting, I just dropped my sweet and low in my tea. I have been jotting down like notes to try to explain it to somebody, because otherwise I don't know how to explain it. And that's teaching. It's like we have things running so smoothly. It's like a well-oiled machine, and then you're trying to explain it to somebody and it's like, I don't know where to start. Like, I have 3 devices running at the same time. They're only going to be able to use 2, which is fine, but it's just like, I don't know what to do. So today is St. Patty's Day. I actually had 100% plans of wearing a shirt that is green and in like Irish looking like type, it says, or font, writings, whatever you want to say. I have no functioning brain today. It says 0% Irish because I'm not, I'm 100% Cuban. So I was gonna wear that today, but I completely forgot when I got dressed this morning, and I threw on my comfy cozy American Eagle sweater because I live in these sweaters. So yeah, but anyway, we are doing an activity with these. So I printed them on some Astra Brights cardstock that I had, although I'm assuming, I don't know if that's Astra Brights, but I have like, there's so many different shades of green. I don't even know if you can see all of those, but it worked out well because they're gonna look really cute. So what's going to happen is they are gonna write 3 things that they are lucky, or 3 reasons they are lucky, and then we're going to cut them out and they're gonna kind of glue together in like this 3D thing. Like, think in like the 90s. Remember those like fan pumpkins that like you would open them up, and I think they still sell them at the dollar store, but they would open up and you'd paper clip them, and you like my hand motion that I just did like 4 times. This is kind of going to kind of be similar. So that's what we're doing. How to catch a leprechaun. So I feel really bad because my aunts came to visit 2 weekends ago and they gave this book to my nephews and I hijacked it. I stole it. I told them I was stealing it, but I think they think I was kidding. I wasn't joking. So I stole it and I'm gonna read this to them today, and then we're gonna do an activity which just has some like independent Google slides for them, which is what we're gonna do. And I am going to be that teacher today that just begs them to take it easy on me because I am tired. Like I said, I'm usually asleep around 8. I didn't get home until 9, and then I still had to let my dogs out. Thankfully they were with my parents, but I did have to let them out one last time. I had to eat, I had to get my lunch ready for today, which, you know I was tired friends, I'm not even pulling it out of my lunchbox. I packed myself a bowl of shrimp. No vegetables, nothing to go with the shrimp, just shrimp. So, yeah, it ought to be fun. But anyway, I'm gonna sit here. I have a concoction to make me feel better. I have this for, I don't drink tea and coffee for caffeine. I genuinely love the taste. And I'm really trying to focus on water. However, I know if I don't have it, I am going to have caffeine withdrawal because I do have it every day. So I did pick up a tall Starbucks tea. I always get black tea and then I throw in Sweet and Low, which don't even get me started on the fact that Starbucks is no longer carrying artificial sweeteners. So now I have to pack my own. And then I'm going to finish this from yesterday and chug this. I promised my boyfriend at least a half gallon. And I will probably follow through with that because I learned a very expensive lesson yesterday. My copay was not nice. So anyway, I'm gonna get prepared for today. Make sure that we are good to go. And hopefully I will be continuing to drink water and replenish my fluids. And I will not wish that I was at home in bed. Too much. Okay, so I heated up my breakfast. I know there's little lines. I usually wait for them to go away, but I don't have time. So I heated up my breakfast and I've decided that my kids are gonna do a virtual field trip for Ireland and about St. Patty's Day, and then they're gonna do an activity super similar to that also in Google Slides for how to catch a leprechaun. It's self-guided by them, it's mostly independent. I'm still gonna have to help them because I know how they are, but at least like it gives me some downtime. It's just like a chill day. So I'm going to eat my breakfast and hope that I make it through this day without passing out or screaming. Not at a child, I don't scream at kids, but like just in general, like a vent type of scream. So wish me luck. The day is over. I have survived, barely, but I have. Keep burping, I'm so sorry. I am exhausted, but I've made it. I have drank 1.5 more Hydro Flasks than I have compared to like last week and previous weeks. I've drank 1.5 times more already today. So, staying on top of the water intake. Unfortunately, that means I'm peeing more, which is fun because if you guys know, unless you have like a full-time ed tech in your classroom, you can't pee during the day. So I did run out super quick when their specials teacher was in here. That way I could go potty. But today was great. So we started the day with our regular math lesson. We are currently doing adding of mixed numbers. So we went over our homework, which we always start with, which is a spiral math review. So I will turn this around and I'll kind of show you everything. So we always start our day, each night they only have 4 problems. You're supposed to do these as a morning warm-up. However, I don't have time because I only have my students for half the day. So instead of a morning warm-up, they do 4 problems each night. So Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then Friday they don't have any homework. So we went over last night's, which was these 4 problems, and this is a spiral review. This is Math Moves by Fun in Room 4B. I will link this below. I swear by it. I've used it with 4th and 5th grade. Like I said, it's intended to be 4 warm-up problems for the day, and then there is also a Friday test. I haven't ever used the test. When I was student teaching, my mentor teacher did, and I liked how she set it up. Unfortunately, I just don't have time in my day. So we started our block with that, moving into her actual lesson. Some cute puppies. Let's see. You don't need to know my password. It is kind of messy. So we went through and we said, you know, how many holes are in this one? So we would say 2 and 1/4. Sorry, I'm trying to like look at the camera while I'm writing. It's not easy. Plus, and then 1 and 1/4. And then we would say, okay, we know we're gonna have 3 whole circles colored. So we would go through and do 3 whole circles to start. Some of them, like as they got more complicated, we definitely had more to add, but this is what we started with because we knew we had at least 3 holes. And then we worried about our fractions. So after that I said, okay, how many parts of the next hole do we have? And we go 1, 2. So we would come over and color 1, 2, and they would say, oh, 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3 2/4, and they even took it a step further, some of them, and I told them they were not required to quite yet, but they realized that it's 3 1/2. So this is what we did. We did the whole thing. So for this page, I did the first 2 with them. They did the next 2 in partners and the last 2 on their own. So I guided them, gradual release, where they did it with a partner, and then I wanted to see how they did, so they did the last 2 on their own. Tomorrow when we come in, they're gonna have to do it again on their own just to kind of show me that they understand, and then we're gonna move into working with actual numbers more so than models. So that went really well, and that was finished. I think we went right up to snack, which was crazy because normally we do word study, like math doesn't normally take that long, but with this, introducing something new, typically we do go a little bit over. So after I introduced that, that's supposed to be on green. It was on green. Sorry, my LED lights were on green for St. Patty's Day. So after that, we moved into our Shamrock activity, and they came out so cute. Trying to explain it, for some reason, my Zoom students got it quicker. I only had to explain it to them once. My in-person students were like really, really struggling with what to do. So that was great. I will show you mine. There's food on my chair. I had a protein bar stuck to my chair. That's when you know you are a weightlifting teacher. So then we moved into, this was our Shamrock, and this is mine. It says, I am lucky because my students are awesome. I'm lucky because my family is healthy. I'm lucky because I love my job. So I did this, and then you just glue the edges, but like because it's kind of curved, like when you're cutting them, they don't perfectly line up, and I think that's what was throwing the students off. Like, I definitely think they should have been symmetrical except for the stems, because that really threw them for a loop. But once I explained, like, listen, it's not going to line up perfectly, they were fine. Some of them did choose to like cut off the extra over here, but whatever, that's fine. I was like, you can do whatever you want, it's yours. After that, we read How to Catch a Leprechaun. It's actually my first time reading it. The kids were like, what, you've never read this? And I was like, no, I've never read it. So it was so good. I will link this down below as well. I know St. Patty's Day is over, but maybe you guys can use it next year if you haven't already. They have this for a bunch of seasons. They have How to Catch an Elf, How to Catch Turkey, and then they have like random ones like a dinosaur, Tooth Fairy. I think there's an Easter Bunny one. So after we read this, the kids designed a trap on a big piece of poster paper, and they took those home, so I don't have any to show you. And then they had gym. After gym, we did a directed drawing. We listened to our 6 Minutes podcast, which is the best thing ever. If you have not done that yet, I highly suggest it. I've done it with every group of kids so far. Actually, not last year's, because we didn't make it. I usually start it in March, and last year, our last day was March 13th, so we did not start it last year. And then they went home. And for reading groups today, we are just gonna do a virtual field trip of Ireland because I paid for it and we haven't used it. And I'm too tired to run small groups, to be completely honest. But honestly, the skills that I'm doing with them anyway are in there because it talks about summarizing. You have to read an article and summarize what you read in a little article, and like you have to make a prediction, which is basically kind of inferencing. So like they're getting all the skills anyway. It's a fun thing, and they don't realize that they're learning. Oh, and I explained our upcoming project where they have to make a longhouse or a wigwam. And my kids are like, can we start it now? And I was like, no, like you guys don't understand, this is, hi.
How you doing?
Good. Sorry, that was my school nurse coming to make sure that I was still awake because she knows how tired I am today. I am surviving, not thriving, and everything is going to be okay. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. It is currently 3:05 and I have 10 minutes until contract time ends. So I'm gonna start getting packed up and get out of here, start my car, and go take Maddie girl to the vet for her vaccinations. Good Wednesday, despite being like cranky and miserable and tired today, but my kids are awesome and I love them. I really do. I have the best kids in the world, like the best. Remember how I told you I was getting packed up? I lied. I'm eating my lunch that I didn't eat earlier because I didn't have time. So last night when I got home from the hospital, I was too tired to cook my vegetables, so I just brought shrimp. That was it. Just shrimp. Nothing else. Lunch of champions. 2. I'm coming to you from Friday because I forgot to close out this vlog yesterday. So as always, be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and tell me how your year is going. Are you guys on spring break yet? Because I'm ready for break.